Hey guys, it's your girl Kaylee Sparks here with you today, and today we are going to do this super cute crochet cover-up skirt with diamond leaf. This is one of my favorite pieces. And when is the best time to drop it? No, we are now at 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank each and everyone from the bottom of my heart who have supported this channel. A big thank you to each and everyone. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. This one is super easy, so let's jump straight into it. These are the items that we're going to use for today. A tapestry needle to weave in our ends, a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, our tape measurement, and our acrylic yarn. So let's jump straight into this video. Start off by creating a slip knot. Make a chain that is long enough to pass your hip. Make it into sets of 10. Alright? So I have 150 chain. So check your ends to see if your card is twist. And then slip stitch into your starting chain. Recheck to see if it's twist. And now we are going to make our waistband. Chain up 2, yarn over, go back into that same starting chain with your extended half double crochet, weaving your ends while you go. Chain 2, yarn over, skip 2, 1, 2, go into that third spot with your extended half double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next stitch with your extended half double crochet. Yarn over, go into that next stitch with your extended half double crochet. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then chain 2 again, yarn over, skip 2, 1, 2, go into that third spot with your extended half double crochet, and that's 1, yarn over, go into the next stitch, and that's 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, and that's 3. Then chain 2, yarn over, skip 2, 1, 2, go into that third stitch, and we're going to place 3 extended half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, and that's 2, and that's 3. Alright, so this is how your work's supposed to look. Chain up 2, yarn over, skip 2, and go into that third spot. And you're just going to continue to do this, and when you reach this end, I'll tell you what next to do. So I'm on the finishing of this section. So yarn over, skip 1, 2, go into that third spot with your extended half double crochet. Go into the next stitch, and then just slip stitch across this section to balance our work. So it would be like 2 over on this side and 2 over on this side. Alright, so make a chain of 7. Hold on to that 7 and chain 7 again. Slip stitch into that 7 that you were holding, chain up 7 again, slip stitch into that same spot. So we are making a little flower here, or should I say leaf. This would be more like a clove leaf. Chain 7 again, and slip stitch right back into that same spot. Alright, so it'd be like a 3-leaf clover. Alright, so chain up 6, alright, count off 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and right into that 10th spot you're going to make a slip stitch. So your work's supposed to be looking like this. Alright, so chain back 7 again, hold on to that 7 and chain 7. Slip stitch into that 7th that you were holding, chain up 7 again, and slip stitch back into that same spot, chain up 7 one more time, and slip stitch right back into that same spot, chain up 6, count off 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slip stitch into that 10 spot and chain up 7 again, hold on to that 7th spot and chain 7 again, and slip stitch right into that 7th spot that you were holding. Chain up 7, so we make 1 clover. We have 2 more clover to go, so chain 7, and slip stitch right back into that same space. Chain 7 again, and you're just going to slip stitch back into that same spot. Chain up 6, then count off 10. Slip stitch into that 10th spot, and this is how your work's supposed to look. Alright, so we're just going to do the same thing right around our waistband, and when we reach to this end I'll tell you what next to do, so just continue. So I'm close to the end of this row. Chain up 6, and then we're going to count off 10, and then slip stitch into that 10th spot. Alright, so this is how your work's supposed to look so far. Like some little tassel. Alright. So when we start a while ago, we go this way, so now we are going to go back that way. So we are going to constantly doing vice versa. Alright, so slip stitch into each and every space on this space that we just did right here. We're going to slip stitch back on it. And then slip stitch right back into the space that we always put our 7-stitch slip stitch. Alright, and slip stitch right into one of our flowers here, or a leaf, and then make a chain 1 into that space, and then put a slip stitch over on top of it like that. Alright, so this is how it's supposed to look. So now you're going to chain up 7, hold on to that 7 and chain 7 again. Slip stitch into that space that you were holding, and then chain up 7 again. Slip stitch back into that same space, chain 7 again, and slip stitch back into that same space. Then chain 6, turn your work towards this direction now, and this is what we're going to do now. We are going to slip stitch right on top into that middle leaf right here. That's where we're going to do our slip stitch. So it's supposed to be looking like this. Alright, so go back now and chain up 7 again, hold on to that 7 and chain 7, and slip stitch into the spot that you were holding. Chain up 7 again, slip stitch into that 7th spot, chain up 7, and slip stitch one more time. Chain up 6, and then we're going to slip stitch right into our middle leaf right here. So chain up 7 again, show you one more time. Hold on to that 7 and chain 7 again. Slip stitch into that 7 spot that you were holding. Chain up 7, and slip stitch back into that same spot, chain up 7, and slip stitch back into that same spot, chain up 6, and then slip stitch into your next leaf in the middle. And this is how your work's supposed to be looking. All right, so we're just going to continue to do the same thing, and I'll meet you when we reach back to this end. So just continue doing this, and if you haven't liked, give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. So I'm close to the end of this row, doing my last slip stitch, then chain up 6, and then slip stitch into where we did our starting from. Alright, so now we are going to slip stitch right back up this direction that we are coming from. Remember, we are doing vice versa. So if you start out your first row going that direction, your second row is supposed to go that direction, and then your third row is supposed to be going back that direction. So we are going back where we are coming from. So slip stitch into your next stitches, and then slip stitch into the center, slip stitch into your flowers, and then do a chain 1 in your flowers, and then slip stitch on top of your flower. Alright, so now we're just going to chain up our 7, hold on to that 7 and chain 7 again, and then slip stitch into that 7th spot that you were holding, and then chain up 7 again, then slip stitch into that space again, then chain a 7 again, and slip stitch into that same spot that you're coming from again, then chain up 6, and then slip stitch on top of your next flowers in that middle one. Alright, and then we're going to just chain up back our 7 and continue to do the same thing that we did in the next row before. We're going to do it and go all around. So just make it to the length of your choice, and I'll tell you how much row in all that I'm going to do. So just continue doing this. So I'm on the finishing, so just slip stitch into that starting space, and then slip stitch over on your next chain, and then chain 2, tighten that spot, and then cut your yarn, pull through and tug on it, and this is how your work's supposed to look. Alright, so make a chain now to go into the waist of your skirt. Start off by creating your slip knot as usual, and then make a chain that is longer than your hip measurement, and that can make a bow. So just continue doing this. Alright, so we finish. We did 270 chain. Just cut it and drag that in, and then we are going to weave it into the top of our skirt. So just find that section that you want to use and just put it in and go in and out. So I'm going to just continue to do this off camera, and I'm also going to weave in my ends off camera. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. Give this video a thumbs up and I'll show you the finishing work. Have you subscribed yet? What are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button and be a part of the Sparks family. So this is the finishing of our crochet cover-up skirt with diamond leaf. It is super cute, guys. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Until next time, peace out. Love you guys.